I have no monitor. Hi, my name's Al Alvarez, and we're taking you behind the scenes. I have a special guest tonight. As a matter of fact, a couple of special guests that are joining us, and I'd like to introduce them to you now. Immediately to my right is songwriter-performer Janani. Hi, Janani. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. It's been quite some time since I've seen you.
Yeah.
And throughout the show, you'll be looking at Janani's. Let's see. Oh, let's put it here. That way, there's no glare. Janani's new CD, and we'll be talking about that just a little bit later. To her right is Rennell Golden. Hi, say hi, Rennell.
Howdy.
Now, Rennell is a writer, a director, a producer in the realm of film. As a matter of fact, I did one of my first indie films with you, the short Dingo.
My second film.
Is
Your
that right?
first, yes.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how that kind of came together?
That came together because my writing partner in the UK had written a feature, and we wanted to create something for him to use over there to promote it, to sort of give a visual in selling the feature script. And it's a funny little caper. You were Unlucky Bob.
That's right. I was Unlucky Bob.
Yep, you got a few things beaten out of you several times.
It was fun, though.
It was fun, and we got to drive your car, and, it was really fun.
And it was a great cast. Jeremy Kaminsky played Ringo.
Michael Newman.
That's right.
Ken Anthony. We had a really good
Ken
cast
Anthony
with
was
that
a
one.
doctor.
Yes,
right?
he was.
And my beautiful wife Becky played their mom.
Oh my gosh!
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was a really good gag when she's coughing in bed and
Oh
Mike
my
lights
gosh.
a cigarette and hands it to her. Says,
That's
"Hold
the
this."
only comedy I've ever made, and that still sends me laughing.
Now, where were you at that
so-
time? You could have been in the movie.
I wasn't in the movie, but I think I do have some of my music in it, right?
I don't know. I put your music in several of my films,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
that's the benefit.
I
But
was-
Al
I was
has a
behind the
song.
scenes.
Yes.
That's right. You were behind the scenes. That's right. So, as a matter of fact, I had the pleasure and the honor. Rennell needed someone to write a song that kind of went along with the theme of the song. And you can find that at Reverb Nation /Al Alvarez. And it's called Mama Said.
That's right.
So it's called Mama Said. And,
That's right.
and we're going to hear a little bit of that this evening as we have a montage of scenes from that film that we'll be playing tonight. Now, Janani, I see that you've got this beautiful CD. And on the back it says, 3-step system.
Drown Me Out, Where Was I, and Hey Mister.
So it's a 4-song CD.
Yes, it's an EP basically.
Okay, extended play.
Yeah.
So are these like really long songs?
No, I mean some of them. One of them I think is probably the longest song, and it's like 4 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that. But no, they're not really long songs, but I decided that I was going to release an EP before I release an actual album, just so I could get some singles out there and people listening to my new music, because I haven't had any new music in quite a while. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So have you been like on sabbatical? You've been traveling around the world?
Not quite, but I have been taking a break to write new music and kind of regroup and figure out exactly what I want to do with my music. So.
Well, sometimes that's the best thing, is just to step back, get a different perspective on things, especially in the creative field. There really is. I do some writing, but I get stuck. I get stuck a lot, as a matter of fact. And I've turned to a couple of people for help on one of the films that I'm writing, the screenplays. And I'm still kind of stuck with the whole thing. So
She was really lucky this time. She got to, I'm her manager, so she got to write with Brett Hessela, who is the former bassist from the band Creed.
Wow.
And, they're a gold record band, and he's toured the world, and so she got to sit down, and 2 of those songs she wrote exclusively with him, and one of
them I wrote with someone else and him. So it was a really cool experience, and not only did I write these songs with him, but I also recorded them with him. So I got to spend time in the studio with him, and he's a really nice guy, and you would never honestly think that, oh, hey, he's this big famous guy, because he's just so nice and
he's very
personable.
humble.
Yeah.
And he's toured the world, with one of the biggest bands in the history of new rock, so to speak,
Right.
So now, how did you meet him?
Well, I actually, one of my friends, she is in a band, and the band's called Ideal Zero. Her music video actually just came out like a few weeks ago, but they actually recorded their full album with Brett, and I was like, I don't know who I'm gonna write with. Do you know anybody? And she said, this guy is a really cool guy. He's really nice, and he makes great work, and you should work with him. And also, he could help me out and figure out my sound as well. So that's kind of where it went.
Now, I know a while back, Ronell was telling me that you had a lot on YouTube, and I guess a lot of people do, especially performers. I've got a few things myself under Al Alvarez. No, but shameless self-plug.
Oh, God.
But,
we'll get there.
But so I started going through some of your material, and there was I saw a segue. In other words, you sitting down writing a song, and then I went and I started looking at the films that Ronell had actually produced, and I heard that song. That fully produced, and so I went back and make sure it was the same song, and I thought, that is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool to see them back to back like that,
That was Callous, and that particular song has actually been, it was selected to be in the Billabong Women's Surf doc.
Yeah, it's a documentary.
Wow.
Yeah. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So it's actually going to be on the...
It's in it. And I think they were filming in Australia and all over the world following this woman's team around.
Right.
And so they selected her song out of zillions to put in there.
It was a really exciting thing to hear. And I'm just so glad that I was actually able to have a song a part of a documentary.
Sure.
It was really cool.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's affirmation, it really is. Just to to get the news, wow, after everything, kind of like almost thinking, well, there's going to be a lot of competition, but I'll go ahead and enter anyway.
Yeah.
And then you do your best, and then it's affirmed when you get the word that you've been selected.
It's such a great feeling.
Sure it is, yeah. It's kind of like going to the Grammys, and you're up against like a dozen other...
And then you win.
Yeah, and then you win,
Or
right?
even if you don't win, you're at the Grammys.
I didn't write a speech, but I want to thank God and my producer,
Mom.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's right. So, by the way, unless in case you haven't guessed it yet, Ronell is actually Janani's mom. And
I call her my momager because she's my manager and my mom.
Yeah, momager.
Yeah.
As long as she's not what do they call it?
A dadager?
A momster.
Oh.
A momster, right?
No.
I could be.
Well, okay, so
Behind the scenes.
I tell you what. So we've got a half-hour show here. We've got some great entertainment. Now we do have a couple of clips, and why don't we go ahead and start out with Dingo? And now this is this is a montage of scenes that was written and produced by Ronell and co-written by Stephen Wright in the UK.
Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of local actors in here, so kind of keep your eyes open, especially if you're a performer in Tampa Bay. You'll see Mike Newman, Jeremy Kaminsky, just a handful of people, Gustavo Perez, some of the people who are busiest in the Tampa Bay area. So if we can go, Chris Wiles, our production tech, is always taking care of us, so we got a 3, 2, 1, and here it is.
We make love now, baby.
Oh, this pizza's so good.
We make love now.
Oh, yes. What about dessert?
Just want a piece of candy.
I told you he's lying. He just wants to shoot us. I'm telling you.
When was the last time you boys had a haircut, huh? I know a barber that's starving, and I see the bugs are running races in your hair. They better not get in my spaghetti.
Fishbone.
I thought you really loved me. You're just like all the rest. You just like my cooking.
So
Cookies?
the premise is everyone loves
For pizza?
him for his cooking.
Right?
Your pies? This is a bad day. This is a bad day.
It's Warden Fishbone.
And he's upset because he won't get any more cookies.
Your parole has come through.
Has not. You just want to shoot us and say we tried to escape.
You're right. I do want to shoot you, Dingo. Dingo, you're a moron.
Fishbone. What's the matter with Mama?
Marianne Mason.
Done,
Nice
ring
to
it up.
to go to our office.
We're all
This is
gonna
actually
die.
my wife, Becky.
I can live with
there.
that. Yeah!
Who's this
Go
guy?
ahead and see my mama.
It's your lucky day, man. I got a mama too. My name's Unlucky Bob.
Hey, Unlucky Bob. This is your unlucky day.
There's Mike Newman.
Ringo, you're the best, man. You ever get sent back to prison, you come and see us, all right?
Hey,
Drive in the back.
you gotta be kidding me, man.
Come on, get it. You want your truck back?
Right
Get
to
it.
the
I don't
house.
like
and,
birds.
This makes some
That was a lot of fun.
This thing's
Is that your truck?
Yeah, good truck I had.
It was so
So now we're going
What the
back
hell
to
have
the
you boys
mom's
been?
house. There's Ken Anthony.
Came as fast as we could, Mom.
It's not our fault, Mom. I told Dave that he should have been looking after you.
So Dave is just a dog. Do 100 good deeds.
Get him, Dave.
Your dad is not dead.
What? He didn't get eaten by rhinoceros?
Well,
You lied to us?
I'm a good boss, right? I mean, you get all the spaghetti you can eat, and I haven't killed you yet, even though I want to.
Mama did the best job that she could. Doing all the things that mother should.
Give me a paper. Hold on to this for me.
Teaching right from
I'm gonna
wrong.
go get the doctor.
Leading by example, never acting like a fool. Raising two boys by yourself is hard.
But she's dead.
I mean, I'm not keeping any good deed promise. I'm not keeping it.
You got to.
My wife, I got 16 kids, man. You know that. 16 kids? You ain't got no kids.
Dave looks serious. You better watch it. He's gonna bite you this time.
All right, Dave. I'll do it. I'll do the promise for you. I'll do it. For you, Dave.
You feeling sleepy?
That dog looks real hungry, Felix.
You gave the last $500 to the orphanage. Did you remember? So what do we got?
A 50 lard?
Oh, jeez, God! Oh, my back! Hey!
I want my revenge at any cost. When I get my hands on Ringo and Dingo, they're dead!
Or else. Hey, nobody points a gun at me, you hear me? Nobody. Dave, get him. Sick him, Dave.
I told you he looked hungry.
Oh, shit. We forgot the briefcase.
What the hell with that? I'm getting out of here, just like Jimmy got out of here yesterday. Florence!
Don't worry. We all lose money sometimes.
I'm so sorry, boss. I mean, they had a mad dog and he had teeth. And then Bruno, he's the one that he dropped them on. They tried to eat me.
We're all family. Come on, eat out.
Hey, is that Unlucky Bob?
Can't you guys hear me? You got stuff in your ears? No, like Dad, 6 feet under.
Awesome.
I love raisins.
Bob don't get lucky. Man, we're all gonna die. Shit, man, we're all gonna die.
Okay. I heard one of them say something about going to St. Joseph's tomorrow.
The orphanage.
I hate orphans.
Huh? You listening to me? Didn't I tell you to get a haircut? But most of all,
I take a long run shower.
I love
I want my dessert. I want my dessert.
I like women, but most.
Dingo. All right, that was a lot of fun. Renelle Golden, and I had a small
thank
part in
you.
that too. So that was that was a pleasure to make. Renelle directed very well. She was pretty doggone patient with a bunch of loonies on the set. But that was pretty cool. It really was. What's next? I know you have to have a project on the back burner.
I have a couple things I'm working on because I've come that's years old and I've come
right.
a long way since then. I had my series, Hit Women.
Hit Women,
It
that's
premiered
right.
on the red carpet in France and
And Cannes, right?
in Cannes, yeah. So anyway, yeah. Right, I'm also working on a mafia movie. We have some stars attached, Michael Newman, but we have Joey D'Onofrio. We have from Goodfellas,
Right.
And Bronx Tale, I think.
Right.
I can't remember. And then
I
Johnny
know.
Martino. And
D'Onofrio. He played in. Oh my God.
So many
NYPD.
things.
Yeah.
So many things. And so we've got that we've been working on. I have a personal project I want to start with Mary Lennard and Nikki Wolf, who I think was here last week,
Mary's
about
great.
bullies. We've been talking about doing a series about anti-bullying because there's so many kinds of bullies, not just what's at school.
You know,
so
it's
sort
funny.
of a personal thing.
I don't mean to interrupt, but it's funny you should say that because I've been writing the song. You know, it's like Mama said. It just boom, it came to me. And most of my songs that I write, and I don't knock them out every day. I mean, they come to me once in a big while. But I started really feeling this bullying issue, you know.
Yeah.
And I started writing a song, and I cannot finish it. And I finally figured out why. I'm in love with the song. Not the subject matter.
Right.
But it's just that I'm so deep emotionally into the lyrics of the song.
Right.
Nothing's good enough.
Right.
I keep going back and I keep fixing it and fixing it. Do you ever
That-
get that
it
way as a
happens.
songwriter?
Anytime you're writing, that is one of the issues you come across. And, you know, there's been a few projects that I've worked on. You know, the very first screenplay I ever wrote was The Murder of My Mother. It was called, you know, The Killing of Joy. And I got to the one part, that pivotal part where that event happens and she actually passes away. And I had to walk away from it for months. But when I finally went back to it, I completed it, and then I've been writing ever since. I never stopped.
Yeah.
So
how about your writing? I mean, how do you get your inspiration? Is it just, do you come across a subject during the day, or does somebody say something, or you hear a catchphrase? What kind of ticks, you know?
It's kind of like a mix of different things. Usually it's life experiences of actual things that have happened to me. And I try to write in such a way that even though these life experiences are very personal and personal to my life, that when I write it, I want people to be able to relate to it when they listen to the music or when they read the lyrics. So, yeah, usually it's really, the lyrics are always like from personal experiences, or if it's not from my personal life experiences, it's from watching friends or family members, and yeah.
So, how old were you when you wrote your first song?
Well, when I was really little, like probably 8 or 9, I was really interested in like trying to write songs.
Right.
I was like, oh, I'm going to write my first song, but I could never really do it. I wrote lyrics and I had melodies, but I never wrote like a full song until probably I was 14, I think.
It was so strange because she was sitting somewhere in the house playing her guitar, and she'd been learning a little guitar, and I was like, whose song is that? And she said it was hers, and I was arguing with her because I didn't know she could write music. I'm like, no, it's not. No. Who is that? I thought she was kidding, and it was hers.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, because she's the third generation songwriter, and I never wanted to push it on her. I never opened those doors for her. And then she was doing it, and it was like, and I was blown away. She tops her grandmother and me by any day, and,
well, thank
you know, shh.
No. Hush, hush. Yeah.
But it was amazing, and her songs were like, the feedback we're getting on her song that we were waiting on the video for, Where Was I,
I'm getting a lot of good feedback.
Greatest breakup song ever, and it's great.
Yeah, but you know, you break up to make up, you know that, right?
Not yet.
So now you've been working in the studio quite some time.
Well, for this particular EP, I've probably been working on it since October.
Okay, and why don't you tell us what studio you're working in?
Well, I was actually working with Brett Hessla, who was the former bassist of Creed.
Right.
And his studio is called Brett Hessla Productions.
Okay.
So, you know what's really funny about his studio? If anyone hires him, Brett Hessla Productions, fantastic. I wish I had his website.
Hey, we're here to talk about the business, so let's plug everybody.
It's really funny because since he was like famous,
right?
Well,
he's still famous.
Yeah,
sure.
he is. He actually, his studio is kind of incognito, so you have to actually contact him and, you know, talk about like what you want to record and stuff. And then when you go to the studio, he'll like tell you, oh, hey, this is like
there's a sign for a whole different industry and type of business on it.
Oh,
And
wow.
I won't give it away so no one can find him, but it's in the construction industry.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just like, oh my God, that's when I think we first realized, oh, this is somebody, you know.
Spacely Sprockets.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly. So
That's fantastic. Well, I'm glad you're still at it, and I'm so happy that you're finding success. So this is called Janani 3-Step System, and it can be found everywhere, you said.
Yeah, it can be found in my merch store, which is musicbyjanani.bigcartel.com. It can be found on iTunes. It can be found on Amazon. You can even listen to it on Spotify. And if you really, really like my music, you can request it on Pandora, because I'm trying really hard to get my music on Pandora. So there's just a little hint for you guys.
It sounds like you've really not only been pursuing the songwriting and as far as getting it finally produced, and but I don't mean finally, I mean finally produced in a fine manner. But that you're also, you're engaging in the marketing field, which is so important today. I mean, there are still record labels out there, but most independent artists, they're marketing their own online.
Honestly, record companies, they prefer to pick up people who have already got a following, who have already been doing all of that stuff themselves.
They're watching your numbers, and they'll tell you. We just went to this conference and met.
We met the Matrix.
Yeah,
he's an A&R representative.
One of the questions we posed to him is, what's the biggest thing? I had asked a question about press kits and this and that, and he came back and he was telling all the musicians that were there that your best form of interacting is to be available through Twitter.
Yeah.
To develop those real live blood following, and that's to talk to people and Twitter with them, and they'll become loyal fans. And we were like, Twitter? But in a way, it's true. It's short, it's quick, but you talk to them, they talk.
Because it makes your fans feel like they're more connected to you.
And I understand you have a street team also.
Yeah.
Right, so they go out before you perform somewhere, right?
We're getting there. We're
trying.
few members. We're growing.
Okay. Well, I know there's a big stadium out in Orlando. There's a few of them. So, I'll wait.
One day.
Yeah. No. But anyway, so I know that you've been working hard on your music video, and it's not quite ready yet. And
Not quite.
But I understand you have some excerpts from it.
Well, I don't have excerpts from it. I actually, I have a video that samples little clips of the music on my EP.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Can we go ahead and watch that?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. All right. Hey, can you totally cue that up? Okay, ladies, ready? 3, 2, 1, action.
Good on the gas.
Janani. That's great. I love it. Your music has such a mature but a mature sound, but very, very in worldly today's in today's world. So where are you performing next? If someone in Florida wants to come out and see you, do you have any gigs booked?
I actually do. My first official gig is actually going to be in Sanford, Florida, which is over in Orlando.
Sure.
At the West End Trading Co. And it's actually going to be my release party. So we're going to have a bunch of different bands play. There's some really, really good bands. I actually got to talk to the bands and choose which ones I wanted to be a part of it because
She handpicked them.
Yeah, because I really wanted good bands that I really liked their music. I wanted them to be a part of it. So it's going to be at the West End Trading Co. on April 26th, and doors open at 7 p.m.
Okay, you heard it here first at Behind the Scenes. Go see Janani out at the West
End Trading Co.
That's right. That's what I said. Okay, real good. Now, Ronell, what's next for you?
Next for me, I'm still working on Rico.
Okay,
so,
that's right.
Hopefully, we'll be filming the trailer for that soon. And
so, are you done casting for that?
I've got the essentials cast for the lead roles. No, not totally done.
Okay.
It's a mafia movie, so when we actually film it, it'll be in Providence, Rhode Island. So we've been talking to the film commission up there, and so that's next. And
I've got a passport. I can get into Providence.
I'm still wondering if I can come to Florida. Inside joke. But anyway.
So listen, I also know that we have another trailer for Saving Amy. Is it a montage also?
Oh, you were going to show both of them.
Yeah.
Oh, way cool. I don't remember what I said. I thought you could just pick one. So
I'd like to show it if it's okay with you.
I'm sure it's a collection of scenes.
Okay.
And Saving Amy is a drama based on a true story, so it is pretty intense.
Give us a quick treatment.
It's based on a news story out of the UK. A teenage boy set fire to a family's house. The teenage boy was a victim of abuse, and he also was an abuser. And he set fire to a house, and the little sister was not able to get the toddler sister out of the crib.
Oh, boy.
And so what we did is we did a lot of research of who these people might grow up to be. And this is just a teaser, again, for the feature script, which I've been working on writing a series on that because I'd love to turn that into a series as well.
Good for you. Well, I wish you all the best. Let's go ahead and take a look at that now. And as we do it here, it's 3, 2, 1, action.
You're welcome, Amy. It's mine.
Honey, you know what I think? I think it's mine. Yeah, you gave it to me.
Dear Father, thank you for the blessings we are about to receive.
Christmas, why the hell didn't you give her the
Why don't you quit breaking? I couldn't.
Thank you for blessing our home
Well, you know what? Just come up to work for time to
and keeping us safe.
Very cool. I mean, it's a dark story.
Very dark story.
But
very hard to tell.
Yeah, you know, some stories just have to be told.
Yeah.
They really do, and you bring awareness to a situation. But we want to talk about music. Music, music, music. So, do you have a main site, Facebook page?
Yeah, I have a Facebook page. It's actually facebook.com/musicbyjanani. And if you don't know how to spell Janani, I totally understand. It's Janani. And you can find me on Facebook. On Twitter, it's twitter.com/musicbyjanani.
Everywhere, Music by Janani.
Yeah, it's all pretty much the same thing. Even my website's Music by Janani. And yeah.
In the meantime, Renelle, where can we find you? I know you're on Facebook as well.
Twitter, right?
I tweet a lot. Golden Ran.
Okay.
And on Facebook, Renelle Golden Screenwriter. I really don't have a page for myself.
Well, if
is that weird? My company, Rock House Productions, has its own page, but
okay.
I'm quiet. I just like to make stuff.
and I can be found, or behind the scenes could be found on Facebook /Behind Podcast. That's right. Facebook /Behind Podcast. It's kind of new, so please stop by. Give us a like. We're really trying to grow so we can stay on the air. I know that we're out of time, so I guess we're going to count ourselves out. It's so nice to have you.
Thank you,
Renelle,
Al. Appreciate
Renelle, my
it.
friend, Janani, thank you so much for bringing your CD for me.
Oh, no problem.
And let's count it out because it's a wrap. 3, 2, 1.
1.
See ya.
Sayonara.